Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we are discussing one of my favorite watches of all time. This is the watch that can do it all, and I do mean everything. The original El Toro GMT plus minus Perpetual was launched as limited edition in rose gold and platinum with black ceramic in 2010. In 2012, Ulysse Nardin launched the watch you see here, rose gold but with blue accents on the dial and blue ceramic garnishing. So this is a very special watch. It's 43 millimeters in diameter. It's 14.6 millimeters thick, and from lug tip to lug tip, it is 52 millimeters, which means it's a large timepiece verging on oversized, but you get a lot for the space and the size invested here. Now we'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, and you can see it actually wears fairly well. It's large though, so I recommend you have a wrist at least the size of mine before you wear this watch. It's probably not going to fit, or at least look proportional, on a wrist much smaller than 16 centimeters circumference. That said, it's fairly flat for what it is, and the curvature of the lugs does aid in the fit, so it sits secure if your wrist is this size or larger. Now let's take a quick look at the strap. The strap is vulcanized rubber. It is fully conformed to the design of the case, so you can see how there's perfect integration of one into the other. And then you can also see that the strap is held on by a combination of screws and bars. This is a large, heavy, and expensive watch. Screws and bars is the right solution here. The rubber is dark blue, so it's sort of navy blue. It's got a satin finish. It has two strakes that emerge from the lug junction. You can see that it is a cuttable strap, so it can be cut to suit your wrist size. And the internals of the clasp are titanium, but externally the clasp is made of black ceramic to resist scratching, because a lot of times when a watch is on your wrist, it gets scraped along your desk. Well, with ceramic, you don't have to worry about those scratches. It's a twin trigger release, so it's not going to pop open accidentally. You must press both triggers to release it. And you can see that even once you have cut the strap, you have a couple of divots drilled inside the clasp bodies, so you can change the anchoring point to fine-tune the fit. Now, roll into the case, you can see that the lugs are fluted and otherwise fully integrated. We have these large full-width lugs, so it's not just two lugs flanking like you have on a standard watch. This is almost a hybrid of a tonneau case and a round case. Now, the case is polished in its entirety, and you can see that it has a curvature on the side. It slopes inward like a bowl, and that on both sides. The GMT plus minus triggers are actually blue ceramic, and then we have a crown, which I should mention is a screw-down crown, so 100 meters of water resistance, and we have a ceramic bezel to resist scratches, and it is in a 24-hour format. Now, the dial is lovely because it has nickel anthracite-coated Côte de Genève, so you have some traditional fine finish on the dial side. The hands themselves feature a satin finish for a muted aesthetic, and then we have a bridge at center that's held in place by visible fired blue screws, and this is where the watch derives its name, El Toro. It's almost like the head of a bull or the horns of a bull. We have a lovely satinated and beveled metallic frame for the double date, held in place by two blued screws, and then just like the Ulysse Nardin marine chronometers of the 19th century through first half 20th century, we have this individual nameplate on the side that gives you the number of the watch, and you can see that's internally lacquered and held on by blued screws in its own right. So let's do a quick loom shot here. Plenty of loom, no shortage there. Hour indices as well as hands. Now you will notice that the watch features two applique Arabic numerals. They're both in a stylized gloss finish, but you can see the one at the top of the dial is blue and reflective, and the one at the bottom is black polished and silvered. Now we have blued screws holding the discs for the double-digit year and decade, and this is the Ludwig Axelin Perpetual Calendar system. First, let me show you how this works. You have the plus-minus system that was first introduced on Ulysse Nardin watches with the San Marco in 1994, and I can actually move the hand either way, and you will appreciate that I am able to drive the date forward and backwards depending on which direction I'm traveling. This is great for travelers. We also have the second half-speed 24-hour hand that makes it easy to keep track of a second time zone. The Perpetual Calendar system is brilliant because not only is it bi-directional, but it's remarkably comprehensive. So let's pull that crown out to its intermediate setting position. Now you can see I can turn the calendar in both directions. I'm able to adjust, and you can see with the month will change. And it's that simple. You drive the day using the GMT plus minus system. So unlike almost every other perpetual calendar on every other watch, this one doesn't need to go back to the manufacturer in the year 2100 because you can just fix the correction and adapt to that quirk of the Gregorian calendar using this quickset system. So the perpetual calendar system is highly robust. You can't accidentally damage it by setting it at the wrong time of day. And of course, it is able to deal with irregular length months and leap years. You have your day, your date, your month, and then you have your year and your decade, and all of that is fully automated. We have a small seconds with a sort of half concentric scale pattern. The movement is distantly based on the Lemania 1354, but you will see that the UN caliber 32 is almost entirely an in-house movement. All of the decoration as well as the modification, the perpetual calendar system and the GMT plus minus, that's all done by UN. UN also makes the bridges and the plates, fabricates all the parts, assembles them and adjusts them. You can see there's a lovely little lacquered insert inside the white gold triple finished rotor, and we have both black polished and fired blue screws here with circular Cote de Genève on the bridges and then engine turning on the base plate. So it's an automatic winder. It uses a magic lever style bidirectional winding system that you can actually see through a skeletonized portion of the bridge over the winding mechanism. It beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour. It is a COSC certified Swiss chronometer. It has a 48-hour power reserve, and all of this pivots on 34 joules. And again, it is 100 meters water resistance. This is a watch you can and should wear all the time. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.